And I would like to tell you a few words about the PCCB itself, which has been set up as part of the solution for identifying capacity building gaps and needs, current and emerging, under the Paris Agreement. So this is a new body which has only been working since its first meeting in 2017, and we are working through providing technical reports with our recommendations to the subsidiary body for implementation and then further to the COP. One of our aims is also to help non-party stakeholders to network, exchange ideas, but also give us some information and feedback which would help us to implement our rolling work plan, which is focusing on gaps and needs for NDC's implementation. And now, in the aftermath of the publication of the special report of the IPCC on 1.5 degree goal, we would like to step up our activities, looking at all possible ways of building capacity also for absorption of technology transfer, and last but not least, or maybe I should have said in the first place, finance. And as you know, this is the one of the crucial aspects of capacity building, how to increase absorption and prepare countries to use this finance in the most efficient and effective way, but also looking at where this money should come from is a very important issue. So the program for today is as follows. We will have a keynote speaker in a minute, Mr. Tomasz Chruszczow, the high-level champion for climate action, very fittingly. And after that, we will have session one with 3 presentations by Professor Benito Müller, representing the European Capacity Building Initiative, but Achala Abeysinge from IPAL, and again from Professor Müller. He will be talking about corporate air passenger solidarity contributions. Then we will have Q&A sessions, and at 3 o'clock we will have coffee break, which will be just opposite in that catering area, diagonally from the entry door to the right. We will help you find the way. After half an hour, we congregate back for session 2, where we will have 3 more presentations, and I will introduce the speaker when we start, after which we will have a closing panel and session of Q&A. So we plan to finish at about 10 minutes to 6, after which we will invite you for a drinks reception. Now I would like to invite our keynote speaker, the high-level champion, to take the podium and say a few words to us. Thank you, Tomasz.
Thank you very much, Marzena, Benito, Deo, Haya, dear friends. It's a real pleasure to be with you at this seminar and to see how the capacity building initiatives are developing and how they embrace new areas, very important areas, and climate finance is one of those that is in fact the prerequisite for any action. This is what makes the world go around. This is what makes climate action possible. This is what makes participation of many local communities, many developing countries possible. Projects could not happen if finance wouldn't be provided. So, how to do it to make the climate finance sustainable, how to do it to make climate finance predictable, how to make local communities, people on the ground, being able to reach for money when there is money available and accessible, and sometimes the gap in capacity is what prevents people from benefiting from that. So the report that we are all mentioning at all times, at every occasion, the special report on 1.5, is indeed the report that is telling a lot. It is telling a lot about the consequences for the world if we go above 1.5 and end up with 2 degrees world or more. But this report is not meant to scare anybody. This report is meant to make everybody aware, and this report is meant to demonstrate the opportunities, to clearly show which are the areas where the action can be successful and where the action could also be beneficial for people. So it's simple everyday economics that needs to be deployed here. If it's good, if I can make some money, if I can save some money, I will do it. If this is just the cost that will not pay back any return, well, I'll probably think of it. If there is a risk that I can manage, I can probably go for that. If there is the risk that I cannot control, I would rather stay and wait. That's the normal kind of decisions that we take on small scale, on household scale, and this is the kind of decisions that big investors are taking. The mechanism is always the same. And of course, Paris Agreement is very clear. Money has to be made available. Money has to be mobilized, and of course, mobilization means engagement of many partners, engagement of private sector, engagement of civil society, engagement of public funds as well. But of course, we know it very well. Without private sector, it's not going to work. Without capacity in local communities that would be able to make projects that are bankable, that could be properly presented, it won't work. Many solutions for climate change need innovative financial products. Just simple continuation with the products that we know may not be sufficient if we want to enable the aggregation of small-scale energy, if we want to engage in waste and water infrastructural projects for small island states, for small communities, micro-insurance, micro-loans for farmers and fishers, some kind of credit enhancement for local and subnational governments that could enable raising finance for building resilient infrastructure that would then be the factor that helps to take the climate-related risks into some kind of contained status and reduce those risks that otherwise may make investors wait. And we have no time to wait. There is a number of international, big, strong financial institutions, multilateral investment banks, national finance institutions, some philanthropic foundations are very eager to engage. and to get engaged. And we have also very significant participation of global organizations of mayors, like Global Covenant of Mayors, which launched Global Urbis program with European Bank for Reconstruction and Development and also European Investment Bank, and the commitment of $1.5 billion for cities to implement climate projects is something that will definitely help. Let's make it possible that the cities and towns can reach for this money. At a smaller scale, we have very, very good example how the coalition of partners that aims at tackling the barriers related to financial exclusion of some rural communities, especially women. It's very nice name, LEAP, which is linking social and financial capital to enhance resilience of agro-pastoral communities. Very interesting project that has already in Mali and Niger over 1,300 members in 66 saving groups. Interestingly, 88% of the members are ladies, women, and they have already applied and received some loans, and they are developing their farms, they're adding value, they are building resilience of these farms, so they may be less exposed to the impacts of climate change. And every financial initiative, those that I have mentioned and those that will be developed, those that we don't know about, are the steps in the right direction, and these initiatives are definitely inspiring the others. And innovative public finance institutions should focus on both risk mitigation rather than crowding out private investors, and should focus on building capacity that would make conversation between potential customers and the financial institutions possible. Dear colleagues, this is our joint tasks. Those who are acting within the Marrakesh Partnership, those who want to mobilize more action, more support, and those who work with people on the ground and try to build the necessary capacity there and try to advise financial institutions how to design the products that could be offered to these people. These two parts, these two groups of partners have to match what they are doing. The design of the product and preparedness of potential customers have to go hand by hand. And I'm pretty sure that with the background of the European Capacity Building Initiative, with the mandate of Paris Committee for Capacity Building, and with a little bit support of Marrakesh Partnership, it's possible. So I wish you very fruitful, very good seminar, and I truly believe that discussion today will again take us forward and will leapfrog a little bit at least. Thank you.